So this account was Grandmaster like 1 month ago. Before I started losing, I guess.
What do you mean started losing? You deranked to D1?
Yeah, I D-ranked to Master and then I lost. And then I demoted.
Oh. Damn, you got on a lose streak then, I guess.
Yeah, you could say that.
Alright. So do you play consistently, or like do you have a set schedule on when you play, or do you just play for fun, or what is your like
I just for the
dedication with playing?
past 2 years, I guess I've played just for fun. So I
Alright.
don't have a schedule or anything. But I
Alright.
still want to improve.
Yeah, alright. That's really great though, reaching Grandmaster like
Yeah, thank you.
I sort of unplugged my microphone. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
So that's actually really good that you achieved Grandmaster. And do you have any idea why you deranked, or do you just think that you got sick of the game, or do you know the reason for it? Because it's a pretty huge dropping from Grandmaster to D1. So what I would guess is that you didn't play that consistent as you were when you were climbing, and therefore
Uh,
you
I
were
think
deranking.
just the hop between Grandmaster and Master was that I didn't play enough games to maintain the rank. So you demote by default unless you play 10 games per
Oh
10
right,
days.
right. All right. So
And then
you're not
after that,
actually deranking.
yeah, well, I did actually D-rank from Master to D1, I guess, because I lost a lot.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but this is like all the information I need right now. So we can just jump into a game if you want, or
Yeah.
what do you want to do in this coaching session? Like, do you have any suggestions on what you would like me to do for you?
I figured I play a game, and whilst we're in, I guess you just you give me some peeks on what I can do in order to win.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'll just queue then.
yeah. Go ahead and queue. So do you have? Oh, that was quick.
Yeah,
so
super
so
quick.
do you have like how does your champion pool look like? How many champions are
On
you
this
playing currently?
account, it's basically non-existent, but I'll see what I can do.
All right.
um,
Like
well,
not like champion pool of the champions you own. I mean like what champions do you know how to play?
I play every AD.
You
Every
play
AD
every AD.
besides Aphelios.
All right. So many ADCs actually tend to play a lot of ADCs, or if not all of them. So I'm just asking because some people like to stick to one tricking when climbing, and therefore
Hmm.
they climb because of mechanics more than actual game knowledge.
Yeah.
But if you actually know how to play most AD carries, then you should be pretty fine.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I think I play this. I mean, in the past seasons, I've one tricked. I've probably went from one tricking different champions season to season because in the beginning I would play Vayne only.
Hmm.
Like if you go back 8 years.
Yeah. All right. 8 years. Yeah. That's a whole different game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole different game indeed. But the same thing has been for like season 6. I played like almost only Lucian,
All right. All right. Yeah.
and season 7 I didn't really play at all. Same with his season 8. But those seasons I've played, I've always been sticking to like Vayne and Draven, or like my most favorite champions.
But you still remained like consistent when you came back to the game. So you actually didn't decrease in skill that much, right?
I think my peak was still in season 3, or like season 7. I maintained master for like the entire season, so that was good.
Oh, all right, right.
But
So it actually comes down to more consistent playing than actually climbing, because you seem to have a lot of knowledge about like solo queue in general. If you can maintain masters, like then
I think I'm just good. Like my main reason as to why I climb so fast is probably just because of mechanics. That's
yeah,
really
that's probably
the
the
deal
reason
breaker.
for every AD carry. Many AD
Yeah.
carries seems to have great mechanics and just great great abilities to adapt in games.
So I'm thinking here, do I pick, since I have a Lulu and my two choices I think are Tristana and Kogma? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean that depends on the laning phase you want to have. Pick whatever you feel great for you, and then I can like explain
Mhm.
more about it.
All right.
So picking Kog'Maw with Lulu is like, it's actually a really great lane, but in the laning phase it could be pretty hard, especially. Okay, they got Caitlyn now, but it could be hard because what Caitlyn and Soraka will do now is probably to push out your lane as much as possible, to then look to gain advantages over time. Um, but in general, your bot competition is actually pretty good.
Mhm.
So could you just explain to me what is going on in your mind when you're seeing these kind of champions?
Um, I'm thinking that a lot of damage can be avoided by just having proper movement. So
Mm-hmm.
I figured that if I play something like a cog, I can be a super carry. So
Yeah,
that's
right. So
basically all.
so 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 you're looking to scale, right?
Yeah, I guess when I have one or two items, I feel like I can basically just go in and see what happens.
All right, all right, all right. So when you come into a game like this, the first thing you need to think about is your laning phase. So the laning phase is pretty much should be decided before heading into a game. But when you are in champion select like this, you should think about stuff like if you want to push your lane, how the trading should look like between you and your opponent,
Hmm.
and like what the jungler in relation to your jungler can do about your laning, and the game
Hmm.
in general. But focus on your laning for now.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Well.
try to think about the pathing that the jungler will do, and then focus on what how the pathing will look compared to Silas pathing will look to compared to Poppy's, and then match that with how you play the game.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
and try to have a plan in your head, like different scenarios. If Poppy decides to path towards bot lane, you should do this, and if she decides to path top lane, you do this. All right?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I see. Oh, so we're already in.
Yeah, this is actually going really fast.
Okay, well, I'm thinking like just on the top of my head, Koglulu is always going to lose the early game,
Yeah, yeah, right.
especially into a pushing lane lands like Cadence Raka. But at the
Mm.
same time, we can probably just set up the waves properly and Silas can gank and punish, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to clear, who do you think have the most clear between Silas and Poppy?
Silas is always gonna win, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. So, because you are seeing that Silas is probably pathing topside,
Hmm.
what do you think Poppy will do? Like, just like if you could guess.
I assume that they will do the same. They will be top by level 3,
All right,
just
all right,
clearing both buffs and then we'll see.
all right, all
But that's
right.
probably the most common thing, especially around like low diamond, which we are in right now, I think.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So when you're learning these type of things, it is very important to focus on what you can control, right? So
Yeah.
you shouldn't focus that much about how the skirmish will go between the top lane jungle and their top lane jungle. If it ends up being a fight in the crab and stuff. Uh, so what you should focus on now is just what you can do in this game and in this lane in relation to how he path uh, to win your lane, right? Or
Yeah,
win your DM.
I see.
Good, good. You didn't leash too much. That is good. 136 is probably the best time to stop pushing or stop leashing.
Yeah, and it seems that they
So,
started
so,
leashing as well, so.
so you're seeing popping. You are seeing Poppy, and they're pathing towards Silas.
Hmm.
So what you should
What was
actually do
happening?
is to press tab a lot, like see what is happening between Silas and Poppy, because Poppy is in real danger right now. And just to keep track of whenever you see Poppy like right there, you should keep in mind how much farm she has and what level she is. Nice. All right. All right. Don't take too much damage. Nice. Okay. I want to avoid like backseating gaming for you. But try to try to avoid just like taking too much. Like think about how you want to trade and like if Lulu decides to buff you, like could you win that trade against Soraka and Caitlyn? Just think about that before heading in.
Yeah, but in most cases you can, I think. But it
Mm.
depends. I think I overstepped like just that's bad. I overstepped like I took one auto too much in the trade overall.
Yeah, yeah. I think you. Yeah, as you're saying, like you went too far in with minions.
Hmm.
Are you keeping track of the pathing that your jungler is making?
Yeah, I see him in the
Great,
river.
great, great. Great. You just keep in mind what camps he's taking and where he's pathing, and try to play accordingly.
Seems like he wants to go.
Yeah. Oh, he actually reached. Don't take
Okay,
too
they
much
use heal.
damage. Great,
Oh, here
nice.
comes Poppy.
Okay, okay, okay. That's
I
inting
think we
from
win
Lulu.
this.
I mean Poppy. Yeah, I don't. Oh, all right. So you should actually be focusing on farming, to be honest. Like push your minions. Oh shit. What? Okay, that was
That's interesting.
that, that was actually so trolled by Poppy. But what you should have done there is just to like abuse that the Caitlyn is how do I say this? Like she is tunnel visioning on attacking you. So you should just keep pushing waves so you can get back and buy items. Because this wave is crashing really hard. So she can't actually back. Which means that if you are going back right now, you could get a item lead without even like she can't go B here. She have to push another lane. So if you go B here, you could actually win the lane just by doing that.
So I'm thinking going Blade into this is pretty good because of them having a lot of poke.
Yeah, yeah, Blade is probably pretty good, but I they have pretty hard engage on you, right? So
Yeah, like Poppy, and it's good into
yeah,
Jackson
yeah,
Poppy
yeah,
as
it's
well.
good into Jackson Poppy, right? Yeah, could be good. Like, is Rage Play what you usually go on Kogmaw? I'm not
Yeah.
actually
You
sure.
always get it first or second.
Yeah, 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 okay, okay. So it's like Rage Blade into Hurricane, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, right. Great, okay. I was
Or
just
like
gonna
in
say that.
extreme situations, you can even go PD, I guess, third instead of Runance. But Hurricane is generally the
Yeah,
best.
that seems to be like very specific situations, like
Yeah.
Maw or something.
Oops.
This is good. You're actually like slow pushing the wave. This is really good. You can just crash the next wave that is coming, and then look to put out some wards.
Oh no. So I think we should look to
Keep,
trade, considering we have the wave advantage.
like yeah, you have the lane advantage, but don't keep in mind that like the trading isn't really necessary. The necessary part here is to just get the wave. Yeah, right. To just
Yeah.
like because now because you didn't crush the wave, she could actually threaten you here to freeze it. Not actually freeze it really hard, but she could like start a slow push. So this is actually what she's doing. So she could threaten you by killing you here, just because you didn't crush that wave.
Hmm.
But that's fine now because the important part is that you just keep staying healthy. You got that right? Yeah, probably. I think you could flash actually.
Maybe I should have. I'm not sure.
If you killed her, you could have get great recall. You need Lulu to tank these, but you should tank it. Use your biscuit. You should remain healthy. Like if you are even slightly above max health, you should use your biscuit, even though it scales.
All right,
Even
all right.
yeah, because now you can slow push. The problem here is though uh, that he will have an item advantage off you. So what you should have done was to like thin the wave and then recall, but it's too late now. So you should just like try to hold this wave. Uh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, great. And then just freeze it as much as possible.
Yeah,
Because Caitlyn is the one that needs to like get things done on you.
yeah. Since we're scaling, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right, right. Nice. You could let it crest. It's fine. Don't forget to press tab also. Like I see so many players that doesn't play tab a lot. Like you should press tab quite a lot to get information about your team.
Yeah, we have salads here now.
Great, great, great. You should get there, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
You could push.
we can probably get this guy as well, maybe.
You think?
Okay.
You should push. You should push this next wave also, and then look to take
So
dragon.
we don't freeze.
No, because you need to recall to get item. So just push this wave and the next one, and then just focus on pushing the wave. So just push it as hard as you can because you need to go B in order to get items. Great, nice. Okay, let's just hope that Caitlyn
Doesn't
doesn't.
freeze it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she doesn't. That's actually really good for you. No, buy a control ward. Control ward. Nice. And then head bottom.
Where do I, where,
So
where,
so
where do I place this?
what you should just place it whenever you can. Like even though if you don't have one place, you should find a place to place it. Like there is a spot right at your tower that you could place it like in the brush
You
down in
think
river.
here?
No. Even further. I can show you after the game if you want.
All right, all
Uh,
right, all right.
but you should always have control wards on you.
Mm.
If you don't have one set up, it's really hard to do anything.
Kind of like going in without words. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa. Don't forget to press tab as much as possible and just look at the farming on jungler. Look at all stats you possibly can, and imagine that like what you had in mind when you started the game. Is that happening to you right now? And are you fine, or do you need to do anything about it?
I mean, I think we're in a pretty good spot. Our team is winning, so
Yeah.
that makes us happy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, right now, instead of following her here because you can't actually do anything, you instead of okay, what? All right, all right. I was actually gonna say that this is the good time to find deep wards and to not
Oh,
trade. But now she didn't actually go back, so that was actually really good. Um, but
yeah.
when
She
you
is
push
bang.
your wave here, before hitting the tower, you should go up in tribush, right like
Uh,
right now,
right now, right now.
right
Yeah.
now, and then place it. Move while you
Oh
place
God.
it. Okay, you can move up into
We're
river,
happy we walked up there, aren't
and
we?
and then just yeah, and then just go back to tower because you are fine. They can't kill you, right?
Do I pick this?
You can if you want to. Like the oh yeah, okay. Like what I wanted you to do was to ping the brush. That was why we moved up there.
Yeah. Okay.
I might have forgot to mention that, but I'm not sure.
Um. Yeah, I was supposed to walk up there anyway, and I
Yeah.
did. That's
Yeah,
something at
but
least.
you should look to farm here, to be honest, because if
Yeah, yeah.
they decide to recall, you should just push the next wave. If they don't, then mid lane is losing. You should move up to them. Okay, okay, back.
Okay.
Because they can easily kill you. So what you need to focus on right now is just pushing the wave, so that if your team wants to set up a dive, they are actually prepared for it, and you have set up the condition for that to happen. Because what could have been a different in especially in solo queue is that if this wave was pushed in faster, your team would actually move in to dive this.
I think we can dive this.
Yeah,
Or
I
no.
also
You're
think
right.
that, but you need Silas in order to do that, and
Yeah.
and you need to clear out minions much faster.
We have Silas here now.
Yeah. So, for example, this would be a good time to have a control ward, right? Just to
Yeah,
just to
you're
make
probably right.
sure. Okay. Okay.
Silas doesn't seem to want to go.
So you push in next wave as hard as you can, and if Silas doesn't want to go,
Oh, Poppy.
okay. Okay, she seems to be tunneled in on Silas, which is really good. Like,
Yeah.
just
Well,
push the wave and then recall now, because you can't actually do anything in this lane anymore. Or I mean, like, in this spot. Oh, that is a greedy recall. No. Right, so we got tower top lane. So our top lane might rotate now. You should check for his summoner spells. He seems to want to go for dragon. Check summoner spells. Tab. Yeah, great. Okay. So this is actually really good because we have tower top lane and our top laner is moving towards dragon. So we could be able to take it as fast as possible. So you should take your minions as fast as possible. Just push the wave, and then play for dragon. Or look if Poppy are on it. Don't forget to switch camps. Okay.
oh god, he just went in.
Yeah. He went in. He's
Oh my.
he's
Oh.
really big though. Really big. What? Great.
Okay.
You could get this. Nice. You get dragons
Oh, that's
too.
ours.
Yeah. Just push this wave also. Because now, when you are this ahead and Soraka is dead, you should look to push waves. And then, if you had the money, I think you had, you should have bought a control ward, because now you could actually move into their territory and take control over their parts of their map. So they need to make an offer, or an effort, I mean, in able to, like, stop you from snowballing the game just by wards. Like, wards are really powerful when it comes to these kind of situations. Like, so having a control ward now is a difference between actually winning your lane like twice as hard.
Hmm.
Yeah. You could just focus on tower, to be honest. Okay. Never mind. You actually catch up. Okay. Great, man. Oh, that's actually really big. You could get tower now and then just look to just look to take minions and then buy items in order to group up. Because what you can do now is you just take tower, take next wave, and then go back and group out for whatever you feel like would be necessary. Like, if you want to control both side towers here, because Silas seems to move here a lot, then you should control ward here.
Oh god, Poppy's coming.
Yeah,
Okay, I
because
don't think we should greed though.
they feel really pressured. So if you recall here and then just back off, because you have nothing to gain here. Like, even if you win a fight here and two people die for three, it is not worth, because you are fed and you have items. So it is actually not worth to, even if you win the fight.
Okay. Okay, he wants to go.
All right, that was quite weird. Like,
I guess I'll just take the wave again and then recall.
Yeah, I think you need to take next way though as well, but you could take this as fast as possible. I think. You should have pinged like
I just missed the
I
cannon. What the fuck?
I mean, depending on you what you want to do in your lane, you should ping your like for instance, if you want to take next wave too, which would be great, you should ping Silas to come and help you. So no, control wards. So sell that control wards. 2 control wards, 2.
Oh
Nice.
my god, my money.
No. It's so much worth. Like 150 gold is like jack shit. It's nothing for that kind of value that that control ward brings. Like for real.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Uh, what is going on? The stream died. Oh, I think it's fine. You should just keep having it on. It is just lagging, I think.
Oh, there we go. I'm
Oh,
back.
it's fine. It's fine.
I had a 3K ping spike.
Oh, wait. Or do you have an like bad internet connection? Or
I have
like
no idea.
like does this usually happen?
No, no.
No. Okay. Okay.
I don't, not to my knowledge. No.
Not to your knowledge. Okay. I see. Yeah. Okay. So what you should look by here is to like. All right. I should just let you fight. All right. Great. Okay. So this game is actually over. So what you should be looking out for here is to use tab as much as possible to get the information that you want, and if you and then try to focus on what is important in your games. Like for instance, like what is the strongest target on your team right now, and what is the strongest on their team? What are your like goal in a team fight? What should you do in able to like perform your best in a team fight? Try to think about that kind of stuff uh, when you're actually like playing the game, and use tab a lot. Like just now, what you're actually doing is not that important. It's the information that you're using in order to take decisions that are important.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, here you can see 4 people grouping up, like for nothing. You have nothing to group up for. Like they don't even got that. So if we had rotations in our team, they would have like punished the shit out of them. So Six is actually doing that quite a bit.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, great! No. The dragon is up. Dragon is up. Ping dragon. Ping dragon. Ping dragon. While you're like moving. Not even if you're doing it, because you're not. Like yeah, just ping it like 2 or 3 times. Just like normal ping it. Okay,
Okay.
great. All right, so that was an actually good game. But there's a lot of stuff that I can see that like just like simple stuff, because the mechanics of the game, like when it comes to farming and stuff, you seem to know about the concepts of actually farming and like concepts, like basic concepts of the game, right? But what I
Yeah.
can see are how you use your information in order to like take base decisions. So
Mm-hmm.
what I think you should improve on are things like thinking about how you actually want the game to be played out, and that is a good exercise because you're testing yourself when you're doing so. You're testing your knowledge about the game when you are thinking about the game. So when I say to you that you should press tab a lot, that is only because if you press tab and then nothing to watch, like if you have nothing to watch and just like you just watch it because I said it, then you will
Mm-hmm.
realize that something is wrong, right? Because you need this knowledge. And why do you need
Yeah.
this knowledge? And then you will figure that stuff out. So I don't want to be the one that actually says what you need to look at on tab. But what I want you to do is to utilize tab and the minimap as much as possible to get the information that you want. And to utilize every tool that League offers, you have to actually know what you want the game, how you want the game to turn out, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think? Like, how do you think this like game went?
Um, I think that um, the game didn't really like the game plan for me was to pick something that scales so that we have like a late game assurance.
Mm-hmm.
But considering how big a difference there was between our mid, like our top laners and junglers,
Mm-hmm.
we never really got to that point in the game. But overall, I think it was okay.
Yeah, it was right. So
Yeah.
do you want me to like explain what I meant in some parts of the game now, or what do you
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to
sure.
like?
Like
Okay.
I'm obviously quite unexperienced when it comes to wording, so
All right.
I
All
guess
right.
that concept could could be explained a bit
Yeah, we
further.
we could totally take a look at that one. So let's see here. I could actually share my screen. Hold on.
Yeah.
Right. So is the screen like blurry for you right now, or is it like good quality? Because my internet is quite bad, so I don't know.
No, no, it works fine.
It works fine. Great. All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let's just jump into a game then. And I'll explain some stuff about warding.
Yeah, sounds great.
So what I could see was that like you're not alone in this, and that is that many players just don't utilize control wards as much as they should.
I'm
Control.
gonna be honest with you here. I've played the game for since it's since season two, so that's basically 8 years.
Yeah.
And I've bought control words in like three different games, and it's been one only. That
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
for like when they were like pink words. Now
That
there are control
that
words,
that
but like
seems to be like a pattern of many players, because like the actual reward you get from wards aren't that obvious, right? So the reward that you get when placing a ward isn't that exciting. If you're training with your opponent, and like even if he fails or wins, it is still exciting to learn how you could do that better, right? So it is
Mhm.
super important for you to like understand the concept of warding to be able to like uh, utilize it to the fullest. So I'll just buy some word there and then like show you what I meant. First of all, like here. So there is quite a lot of words in the game that I think that many players should practice on. So a lot of words can actually be placed over the walls. I didn't know if you notice, but if you like
I
for
have tried that with my, you get words for free, right?
yeah.
I usually feel like I'm gonna.
Yeah, many
Um,
people usually does, and that is why that is why it is so fantastic that we have like practice tool. Sorry.
yeah.
So like the words I'm talking about is like one of these, where you like press this and this. I don't know if I should explain them, but I'm just gonna like do it and then show you. So what
Yeah.
this word actually does is that it gives you vision. Oh shit, minions. So, okay. So what this word actually does, it seems to show like quite like not that much vision, right? But this
No.
ward is actually quite bugged. So you could actually see people going from here, and like I don't know what the like distance are. Okay. So here, that is actually really far, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
It is.
if you're being pushed in lane, and then if you can't know, or if you're where the jungler is pathing, if he showed crab or something, you should use these wards in order to like spot out enemies and like prevent them, or if they actually see you do this ward, it should prevent them from actually ganking you, because you know that you know this.
But
So
so this applies to bot lane as well. The same thing.
yeah, exactly. So the bot lane one is quite simple actually. Many of these are quite simple. So so what you do is you press here on this like
Yeah.
tiny rock, and you press this like I don't know if I like the bottom of this like mountain or rock or whatever this is,
Yeah.
and I like just press on it. Oh, what?
I think I'm gonna have to practice
Wait,
this
wait,
sweet
wait,
spot.
wait. Okay, okay. So like in you see that it doesn't get like okay there. So I don't know why that happens, but sometimes in practice tools it's never like gets placed.
Where the fuck is your mouse right now? I can't see it.
You can see it. What
No.
really?
Here, I
Um,
think I need your cursor in order to understand this.
you need my oh shit. Okay, okay. So I thought you were seeing my cursor.
Nope.
So you can't see my cursor. I don't really know how to. Can I show that on Discord?
Yeah, I
Uh,
think so.
wait. Uh, wait. I'll try to just try to stream and then. Mm, I'm not sure about that. I can see it in my settings. So
Oh,
I'm not quite sure. Oh, that's actually pretty sad. Wait. Maybe if I could do this, I'll try a different streaming thing. Wait. Hmm. Oh, this works.
this works. Yeah,
It
perfect.
works. Great.
Yeah,
All right. All right. So what I was showing you was that this tiny rock,
yeah.
over here. Yeah. And then you just like press over here. Um, like like at the bottom of this rock. So in practice tool, it sometimes like bugs. I don't know why though. So it doesn't get placed out, but this is how it looks. And this wart actually shows quite quite a bit further than like it seems to. Like as it shows. So so what I meant was that when you're being pushed in like this and are forced to like plane your tower, you should like know this type of ward in order to like place a control ward or just a normal ward. That is also great. If you push your wave and then your opponents are like pushing you back over here, you could just like just do this ward and then you're like good to go if a jungler comes in. And even if you don't know this ward, as you said, you should place your wards over here. All right. So if you have a control ward and like it isn't placed anywhere and you're getting pushed in, just place it. Like use it because the risk is that your opponents will slow push you and then look to dive, and then you need to know if they're looking to dive you.
Well, so I basically went in the game myself now, and I tried the ward, and it works. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
happy.
you did great. Okay, okay. It's actually really simple. Like there are so many of these. If you're looking at my screen right now, you could see this
Yeah.
one as well. So this is actually a good one as well. Imagine if you're doing Baron or something and you like walk in here and just place that. I get
Yeah.
perfect vision of Tribush without it actually
I've
going
never
there.
seen anyone do that ward whilst doing Baron. That
No, no,
ward that bash is always fucking.
that is actually sick, and I do this all the time when I play. Like I walk in, I place this ward, and then when people like look to flank, we could actually see them and prepare. Like
Yeah.
you could you could just ult them, right? You could just like
Yeah.
fuck them up, right?
Yeah.
So it's super good for you in order to know these words, and there are so many of them. As I said, is one here in mid lane, over here.
What the fuck? Okay.
It is one here, the famous Scar award, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Scar
the
one.
the
Yeah.
s-
Yeah.
the Scara, and then
Yeah, that one. I fucked that one up so many times. It's unbelievable.
yeah, many did. I'm actually also pretty bad at it until I learned this one. So there's also one here, but I shouldn't recommend you like practicing this because you could actually reach this part of the map, and it's actually
What?
really hard. Haven't you seen it?
No, never.
Okay. So there's a lot of professional players that learns how to like you could stand right here and then place like your cursor over here, and I don't really know how it works, but the ward actually get put out over here, like
What?
from here. It is actually insane, and it's so pixel perfect that many players doesn't even like put in the effort to learn it, because you have to stand in like a perfect way, and also to like place the cursor very specific.
Hmm.
So when it comes to placing wards, I just want to mention that you should always try to like place your ward like as first of all you should make sure that your ward is on not on quick cast. So you
Not a
should
quick
have it
cast.
on normal cast, so you can like
Yeah, I
do
always have it on
you,
quick cast.
you can see like when the ward is inside the brush, right?
Yeah. Well,
So what?
I have. Oh, yeah, right. You can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
so when
haven't
you're
never reflected on that either.
yeah, so when you're replacing, but that's why I'm here. So this is like super great because you can when you're replacing a ward, don't just be the ones that like put this ward and then moves up to lane. That is actually super bad, and it is so many professional players that does this. Like they push up a wave and then they move back over here to just like place a ward super badly and then move back up and just stand here and like do small trades with the opponent instead of taking like what like 2 seconds more or one and like press it up against this brush to get even more vision. Like you get all this vision instead of like here. Like that is such a big difference.
Yeah, yeah.
It's huge. So what I would recommend you when placing wards is to like make sure to place the ward as optimal as possible. So in the tri-brush, for instance, you should try to place it between these two because you're getting as much vision as you can here. Or
Hmm.
mm, it actually matters. It actually matters some if you place it here or here, but the standard is like over here. So the same with when you played Kogmaw before, I wanted you to press up the ward up here, like put a control word here and then force your opponent, even if it's small difference, like force your opponent to move up here, clear the ward and move back. When your opponent is doing this, he or she is actually losing XP and time. You have to understand that using your opponent's time and your own time as efficiently as possible is what makes a good player from to a great player.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so like so like those 2 seconds that like a support moves up to clear a control wards, it's actually can actually be the difference between winning and losing a game, or
yeah.
even
It's all
winning
it's
and
all
losing
about having
a.
maximum efficiency at like all times.
Exactly.
That's
So
really
like if you're going to ward, like ward properly, man.
yeah.
like
I mean, it
like
makes sense.
like I get so frustrated when I see these players. Like they are professional players and do this for a living, and they move up in here and just place a ward over here without they even caring about it. And like that makes it so tilted, man. They
But
should be the pinnacle
warding
of.
is so boring, though.
It is, and that is why so many players doesn't take it seriously, because the instant reward you get when placing a ward or actually like using your abilities on an opponent are so different. Because when you're using when you're using abilities on an opponent, it actually makes stuff happen, right? It takes
Yeah,
damage. It gets scared. You do some cool moves, right? But if you place a ward, like what? It's just a ward. Like what happens? You get a little vision. That's nothing. What is exciting about that? So so that is why so many people doesn't take this as seriously as they can, as they should. I mean, um,
yeah.
so
I mean, I'm guilty as charged, so
yeah,
that's.
and many players are like, and it is just good that I could be the guy that actually shows you how this should be done.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm very grateful.
I hope that you like understand the concept a little better about wards, and then you like will be improving your games because you do understand it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will because this gave me a lot of info. So
Yeah,
I'm very
like
thankful for that.
and when it comes to economy in when warding, it is actually many players have been complaining because warding is actually such a hard snowball, and that is why they have been changing wards so many times. Because players were, especially in the professional scene, were complaining about uh, how easy it was to snowball with wards. So what you would actually do in like all metas is that
Mhm.
when you get an advantage and get those like 100 200 goals, you could move up here, you could push a wave, move up here, place a control
Yeah.
ward here, just keep moving upwards, place another one here, keep moving upwards, place another one here, and then when your opponent comes in, he has to clear all of these, or your opponent will your jungler or your team will be able to do whatever they want because you have taken over all this area. You know exactly what they are doing. So
Hmm.
like there is no surprises anymore. Like the game is just plain at this point. So
Yeah.
so that's why they have been changing so many control wards, and why they actually made control wards and not pink wards, because the snowball of warding, when you understand it, is it's insane. Like so many players take it seriously, and especially pro players and coaches emphasizes warding a lot.
Yeah, I think this has been really useful for me because I don't really reflect on these things, and it's nice to see it from a different perspective.
Yeah, great, great, man, great. I'm so grateful that I could provide you with like all this information. So
Yeah.
like, is it other stuff that you wonder about, or how long have we
I
actually been doing this right now? Do you know?
Sorry, one more time.
Uh, do you know how long we have been doing this session?
I think we've been on for about 1.5, maybe, or
One and a
one.
half, really?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, all right, all right, all right. So we should probably like uh, summarize. But if it is it anything else that you would like to know about like before like
I mean, I suppose I could bring up
summarizing
a
this?
million different subjects, but for now, I think I'm pretty good. I think the wording part was really interesting, and you gave me some really nice information during the lane as well. That helped me. So
All
I
right,
think that we have a good start
great
to
man, great
this.
man. And I just want to say that like if you feel like this coaching session helps you and you would like to like know more about this kind of stuff, you should like hit me up whenever, and we should book in more sessions if you would like to like learn more.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Um, so that is actually it for this session, right?
Yeah. No, except unless we summarize, of course. If there
Well,
was anything.
yeah, we could summarize. I mean,
So we.
what I just want you to focus on when improving at your games, it is planning your games ahead and actually looking at how you want the game to turn out.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to exercise predicting the outcome of the game, and to
Mm-hmm.
not like focus on it too much where the outcome must be true, but use the outcome that you're putting out as a tool to improve. So for instance, if you're saying that a Kha'Zix clears better than Evelyn, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
then if it turns out to be right, that great, like right, great, you know that that is the case. But if it
Yeah.
turns out to be wrong, then you should like, okay, why is the clearing speed on those kind of champions different? And then you can start from there and just learn a shit ton. Like you should learn, you can learn so much just by doing that.
Yeah.
Try to predict what you want to happen in your games, and then
So I should be predicting, and I guess a lot of people say this, but the game doesn't necessarily start when when we're at the Rift, but it's in Champ Select already. So
yeah,
I think
of
that's a
course. And
mistake in it as well with going for the lane in a sense, because I guess Lulu Cog is suboptimal when it comes to playing against Caitlyn. But I guess I didn't
yeah,
know that in the beginning.
yeah,
That it's
exactly.
still
So
a risky blind pick.
like it's like try to think about as much information as you can when
Hmm.
heading into lane, and try to predict things that you want to happen, and then use that.
Yeah. So
So
use your eyes basically.
yeah, yeah, use your eyes and use your brain. Like don't don't space out when you're playing, right? So don't think about other stuff. Try to focus on the game as much as you can, okay?
Yeah.
And the second thing I want you to focus on is wording, like all the things I have explained. And
Yeah, and there
I
I have a million things to learn still, so
yeah,
that's
I
gonna
it's
be another
fine.
story on
So
that.
so I am putting these coaching sessions out of YouTube. So if you would like to like watch these videos like yourself after and look into more what I said or try to understand the concept I was talking about, you could just watch the video and then like learn from there.
Yeah, well, that sounds great.
Great. All right, man.
Yep. So I'll guess I'll just we'll be in touch.
Yeah, yeah. We'll be in touch, man. Hit me up if you want more coaching sessions.
Yeah. Thank you,
All
man.
right.
Have
All
a good
right.
one.
See ya. See ya.
See ya.